Hello, welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for Arsenal against Sunderland, continuing, our day of football watch-alongs. We're doing 3 footy watch-alongs here. First one we've just done, Man United against Tottenham. Bit of a naff game, to be honest. As soon as the red card happened, it was always likely to be. It was always likely to be a red card and a United win after that point. So it was a red card, by the way. It was a red card. Christian Romero, absolute certainty. It was a red card. There's no doubt about that. And now we're looking forward to Arsenal against Sunderland. Yeah, Arsenal Sunderland. We need to see exactly how this all plays out, because I fancy Sunderland here to get some. No, I'm only kidding. I can't even say it. Can't even say it with a straight face. Arsenal will wipe the floor with these today. Sunderland are garbage away from home. I don't fancy Sunderland to get anything at all. But we watch in hope. So we'll see. Let's see how we go. We are 7 minutes away from kickoff. Where are we? One sec. Oh. Right, perfect. There you go. Oh, actually, do you know what? I don't even need to do that. There you go. Torb says, hi Key, nice win for Ipswich. Come on, Black Cats. 1-2, Sunderland back to Wrexham v Ipswich in the FA Cup. Nice. John says this one's going to be 10-0 to Arsenal. Hello again, Sarah. How are you doing? Right, let's go through the lineups. Showing Leicester and United women on here. Right, so the lineups are as follows. Let's go through them. For Arsenal, apparently Gyökeres is on the bench. David Raya in goal. It's Timber, it's Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori at the back. Zubamendi and Rice. Havertz and Jesus starting together. What do we make of that one? Madueke and Trossard alongside him. Looks like a simple 4-4-2 really for Arsenal. I guess Havertz may drop into midfield. I don't know why Havertz is playing in midfield though. I really have no idea why Havertz is playing in midfield. West KP says, do you think the Toffees will win? I don't. No, I think Fulham are brilliant at home. I think it looks to be, if anything, maybe a draw. A low-scoring draw. Everton don't concede many away from home, do they? Bailey, lovely to see you, Bailey. How's things, mate? The lineups are over here on the right-hand side, by the way. Yep, the lineups are on the right-hand side here. Oxford fan, if it's 10-0 Arsenal, I'll eat my hat. Come on, you Gunners. That's not me saying that, by the way. That isn't me saying that. I promise you that's not me saying that. C says, so United have basically beaten all the big 6 teams this season. They seem to. Yeah, they seem to. To be fair, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's too close or too far away. I guess it's too far away. I have no idea. So there you go. That's fine. That's all right. That's okay. Arsenal to win 2-1, says FTM. Okay, fair enough. It's an Oxford hat as well. Nice, good lad. Oh yeah, 3 minutes to kick off. We'll have to see whether or not Sunderland can shock the watching football world here. I'll level with you. I don't. I really don't. Dan says, how do you feel about Liverpool winning tomorrow but giving a huge lead to Arsenal in the league key? I mean, where Arsenal are doesn't really factor into my thinking at all. It's just, yeah, the top. We know the top. They're going to win the league. So how it ends up playing out with it's of no consideration. Liverpool, we need to win tomorrow, and we will. I think we'll win tomorrow. Oh, wait. Cormac, you got the predictions already. You got the predictions wrong already. Hey, listen, I don't profess to be a mystic. I don't profess that I will get certainly some predictions wrong. Siobhan, you always seem to know more than qualified refs who've worked a ridiculous amount of time to achieve. Well, hang on a minute. Let's pull that back. Do referees get everything right? You seem to be saying, Siobhan, that refs get everything right. That's a weird... Hey, that's if that's your take, that's fair enough. Totally understand if that's your take, that referees get everything right and they're super qualified and they get... But I think it's a very niche opinion, that one. There's not too many who seem to have that view. Come on, you Gunners, says Meister. An Oxford fan says Romero has called the Spurs board disgraceful. When? Today? Today? Off the back of that? Surely not. Surely not. I'd be amazed if that was the case. Daniel says, I think City are going to show you a good time tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe. I can't see it, but maybe. You watch Arsenal more than Liverpool. Do you think? I guarantee you that's not the case. Oxford fan. Meister. Nice. Julius says, can we do my quiz at half time? We can, absolutely, Julius. Yep, no probs. Jesus Havertz leading the line for Arsenal today. Siobhan says, no human in the world makes every right decision, but that's life. However, you always seem to use that as an uptick to bring teams' performance down. Just say your team's shite and United will finish above them. Well, see, that's now you're being a hypocrite, aren't you? Now you're being a hypocrite. All teams, all humans make mistakes. All humans make mistakes. You're absolutely right. And referees make mistakes too, quite frequently. So let's not play on this infallibility, mate. You're better than that. Let's not say referees are totally infallible. They never make mistakes. It's nonsense. Daniel says, I just think an Arsenal win today will push City more. Attacking against you, Semenyo and Doku will terrorise your fullbacks. They're a good side. Yeah, they're a good side. It wouldn't be surprising if they do, but I just think we've got a good record at Anfield and I fancy us to beat them. Dexio Rivers. Hi, Key. How's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. Scott Redmond, Man City win tomorrow. Dan says Sunderland with 5 at the back. It could be a long afternoon. Hey, listen, they played 5 at the back when they got a point out of these at the Stadium of Light. So, could absolutely get a point again. We'd all take a point again, wouldn't we? We're all Sunderland here. Right, let's get the timer going because the game is underway. Siobhan, it's first Arsenal. You seem to click and bait for views. For now, it's refs and United. Wonder what's next on your agenda. Yeah, because it could only be any Liverpool fan who dislikes United. It could only be for clicks and views, couldn't it? It's not just because it's baked in that Liverpool and United don't like each other. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that Liverpool and United fans don't like each other very much. Could it be that, do you think? Could it be that? Foxy, fair play key. Not easy to do a watch along to this boring game. Set pieces times 1,000. Listen, it'll probably be a first set piece game, but we'll see. Like, Arsenal fans have been telling us all week that they play unbelievable football. They play lovely attacking football, Arsenal. Apparently this agenda that Arsenal have got, you know, they play dull, drab, boring football. Apparently it's all nonsense. Apparently we've all got it wrong. And Arsenal play great football. Great attacking football. So I am looking forward to a feast of football today. I'm looking forward to unbelievable levels of Brazil 70s style football coming from Arsenal today. Dan says, not that it'll be bad for Sunderland, but Arsenal passing around Sunderland's defence for 90 minutes. 2-1 Sunderland, says Dexio Rivers. Well, we're all hoping for it. Certainly all hoping for it. We'll keep an eye on all the other games today. Bournemouth against Villa, Burnley, West Ham, Fulham, Everton, Wolves, Chelsea, all of them going on. So if you're wanting to keep updated with all them, I'll keep you updated as the goals go in. But we're going to be watching Arsenal, Sunderland at the Emirates here. Arsenal passing it round at the back. Fearline Darg. Why are you watching Arsenal again? Why not? I've been told that Arsenal play great football, so I thought Arsenal, would be a great one to watch today because I want to watch really attractive football. I really want to watch, some great attractive football. I'm looking forward to Arsenal play because the fans keep telling me that we've got it wrong. And they're a really easy on the eye team. They're a really good team to watch, Arsenal, apparently. The fans keep telling me. So I'm going to give them another chance today. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe we'll see unbelievable football from Arsenal rather than the same usual long ball set pieces nonsense. But we'll see. I am open. I am open to having my mind changed. Brian says it's literally an agenda put on our name. We play absolutely amazing football. Just fan bases can't seem to admit it because their team are doing way worse than us and have been for a couple of years. Yeah, it's definitely an agenda against Arsenal. It's definitely that. It's not that every team up and down the country is saying that you're boring and your legend of a manager, Arsene Wenger, saying it pretty much as well. But yeah, it's probably just the agenda thing. Raya is the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. Daniel says, sorry, I have to be the one to tell you, Key, but Arsenal don't. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they do. We'll see if they play good football today. I might be wrong. Maybe they do. Skibbid says, wait, what's wrong with being boring? If you win, you win. Well, there's nothing wrong with being boring if all you care about is winning. And I imagine if you've not won anything for a couple of decades like Arsenal, then all you would care about is winning. That's true. It's probably true. But that's not what big clubs care about. With big clubs like Liverpool, like Man United, for example, you have to have style as well as substance. It's not just good enough to be, you've got to win. No, you've got to win playing well. You've got to win playing well. Eugene says, what you said a few seconds ago, yeah, that's not happening with Set Piece FC. I don't think so either, Eugene. But listen, I'm open to having my mind changed. Like I said, we've got Brian in the chat who's a big Arsenal fan. We've got plenty of Arsenal fans watching who are telling me at the minute that Arsenal play great football. You've got it wrong, Key. You've got it wrong. I'm telling you, we play great football. We play attractive football. Watch us, you'll see. Open your eyes, you'll see. And I'm okay, fair enough. We'll watch it. We'll watch Arsenal. We'll watch Arsenal. We'll watch them and we'll see. We'll watch them and we'll see some fantastic football. ZQXV, these are the same Arsenal fans who would rather Martinelli than Prime Mbappe on the wing. Yeah, this is the same Arsenal fans who said that Welbeck was a better player than Salah. Brian says, now you want to use sarcasm for a bit of clickbait. Fair enough, though. But it's not clickbait. I'm not getting clicked up. It's not clickbait. Eugene says, I'm an Arsenal fan and I still have to admit it. Eugene, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to see Arsenal fans who come in who are level-headed. I know that there are a lot of great Arsenal fans who come in who are level-headed, who know that the team plays duff, but actually it's okay. It's fine. We play crap. We own it. Not only do we play crap football, but we are unbelievable. We're the best team in the world at playing crap football. That's fine. Own it. Take it. I love it. Régis, I'm an Arsenal fan. We don't play attractive football. We play effective football. Correct. Correct. Absolutely agree with that. You got Arsenal fans are saying it themselves. You don't play good football. You play effective football. And I agree. You are the best team in the world at effective, dull, boring, efficient football. Foxy says Arsenal fans' comeback is to then criticise other clubs. But the point is, no Prem team are really playing great football this season. The standards are in the bin. Yeah. That's true. And that's why they'll win the league, won't they? They'll win the league because they're the most efficient at playing naff football and everyone else is just playing a bit crap. It's a title. It's not even a title race. They'll win it because there's nobody else challenging for it. Same as us last year, in fairness. And Liverpool got a lot of stick last year for winning it unopposed. There was no title race. We had it wrapped up by March, pretty much. I don't think Arsenal will have it wrapped up by March, so it won't be maybe as exciting as Liverpool was last year. But they'll win it. They'll win it. They've spent the most, so I'm sure if you spend the most, you generally win it. Tell you what, Sunderland nearly with a tap-in. Whoa! Sunderland are getting off to the good start there. Unlucky. I tell you what, David Raya, talk about best keeper in the world. You must be joking me. He's just flew out there, couldn't get anywhere near the ball, and very nearly Arsenal concede. Very nearly. ZQXV said, I saw one the other day saying Jesus would start over Prime Shearer. Yes, love it. Real Life says, we do play boring football, so why don't you own it? We're the best at it, so whatever. Exactly, yeah, you're the best. Prince Wade says, spent the most. Liverpool spend more than any team. Again, it's not true. Google's free. You can go and Google it. Arsenal spent more than Liverpool. It's very true. Joe says, come on, Arsenal. Even Newcastle fans are twerking for Arsenal. Fear says, why are you making up stuff now? Arsenal haven't spent the most. We spent more than Liverpool last season, this season. More than Liverpool this season, more than Liverpool last season, more than Liverpool over the last 6 years. And you spent more than City over the last 6 years since Arteta's come in. Brendan says, look at the stats of Raya before you judge Key. Why? What stats? What stats are we meant to look at? The only stats you can give me of David Raya to prove he's the best goalkeeper ever. Like the guy, what stats? Are you going to give me clean sheets? Are you going to use clean sheets as a leverage to then jump and say he's the best keeper in the world? You are having a laugh. Everton, off the post. Everton nearly 1-0 in front at Fulham as well. EL, where do you think United finish? 5th or 6th? 5th or 6th. John says, I'm an Arsenal fan. Some of you really got to do better at presenting us. But it's true. It's true. And it's fine. Accept it. You're the best team in the world, but you played garbage football. Like, it's fine. Live with it. It's great. Own it. Eugene says, not going to lie, I'm upset with my team being a Harambol team because there's already so many of them. Yeah, it's not going to be a team that people look back on and say, hey, what a great team that Arsenal side was, eh? What a great team that Arsenal side. Oh, what a team they were. No. No. It'll be, Christ, thank God they only won it once. Thank God they only won it once, and next year we went back to actual proper football. That's what it'll be next year. EL says, I think they get Champions League. I don't know. Listen, they might get Champions League. I think you could flip a coin for Man United or Villa for 5th spot. They might get Champions League. Janelle, I thought you said Tottenham Hotspur's winning, lad. I didn't say Tottenham was winning. No, my prediction was 2-2 before the game. And I think 2-2 is probably what it would have finished up if not for the red card. Three-star as a Forest fan. From now until we are safe, I am on a West Ham hate watch and will cheer every goal scored against them until my team is safe. Love that. Foxy says Raya has a proper British accent. Better English than Kane. Yeah, his accent's a bit like that as well. West Ham have gone in front against Burnley. Oh, 3-star. Just as you were saying, you was going to cheer every single goal that goes in against West Ham. Burnley have conceded and Chelsea have got a penalty at Molineux. It's 1-0 to West Ham and it's a penalty at Molineux for Chelsea. There's a penalty at Molineux, but who for? Chris Kamara. Steve says Raya is far better than Alisson. Okay. Don't think anyone's going to believe that one, mate. Chimey says it's either Raya is better than Alisson or Gabriel and Sleeve is better than Virgil and Canute. Canute? Probably is better than Canute at centre-back. Don't think he played many games at centre-back for Eddie Canute. Wolves 0, Chelsea 1 at Molineux. I think that one was to be expected. It's a penalty, I would imagine. Is it Enzo? No, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's scored. He's giving the old chilly celebration. But Cole Palmer scored for Chelsea against Wolves at Molineux. Jay Sakini, what Juventus shirt is that behind you? Looks nice. It's 2008. I think 2008, 2009. Wesley said 2-2. They had one shot all game. Spurs were awful, even with 11. They were the best team before the sending off. Spurs had the only big chance in the game came for Spurs before the sending off. And they had more possession as well. Eugene says, I'm going back what I said just now is because you missed it. Madueke, in my opinion, is the only exciting player to watch on the Gunners side. I think that's because he's only just joined as well, though. Like, Arteta hasn't quite got him on rails. Like, that's the big problem for Arsenal in terms of expressions and, you know, I don't mean expressions. I mean being able to express themselves as players. Players hated playing, like really, really talented players hated playing under Pep Guardiola. Thierry Henry, for example, they hated playing under him because he demands such... That's a fabulous finish from Somerville. That West Ham goal is absolutely top quality. They aren't getting relegated, I'm telling you. They are not getting relegated. West Ham will 1,000,000% stay up. It's not Bournemouth 1-0. No, it's still 0-0 in the Bournemouth game. Cecil says, hello Key, enjoying the hate watch. The fan reactions to the United game are already up and once again you are front and centre. Thanks, mate. Welshwing says, thing is, teams who run away with the title aren't really remembered. United 10-11, Chelsea 14-15, City 20-21, Liverpool 24-25, Arsenal this season probably the same. That's probably true. Yeah, maybe it is true. Again, I always think great teams win the title back-to-back. That's kind of the main differentiator. If you look at sides who've won back-to-back titles, there's really not that many of them. They are the ones that have... They're the real standouts for me. Cities, Chelsea's, United's. I think they're the only three to have really done it. But City, the City side, the United side in the 90s, and the side obviously 07... was it 06 or 06 to 09 was it, or 06 to 08 when they won 3 in a row, and obviously the Chelsea side under Mourinho. Great, good sides, very very good sides can win a Premier League title, but great sides win it back to back. Eugene says, question for Key, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. Love watching football. That's what we do every single day on this channel. We watch games of football. with you. I'm watching 3 today. We're doing, obviously, Arsenal, Sunderland now. We did Man United, Spurs earlier. We're doing Newcastle, Brentford at 5:30. I'll also be live tomorrow for 3 more games. So tomorrow, we're doing Brighton against Crystal Palace at 2 o'clock, followed by Liverpool against Man City, obviously the big one. And then we're doing a bit of Spanish, bit of La Liga football, Valencia against Real Madrid. So we'll be live for all of those tomorrow. Thomas Ainscoe, what did you make of the United game? Red card changed the game, as always. Red card changed the game. Completely different game. I think Spurs were the better team before the red card. Or they had more possession. Oh, what an unbelievable clearance that was. Great clearance. Krupi with a little lob over the Villa goalkeeper. And it's cleared away. Good play, that. Very good play. Arsenal still not really being able to break down this tough Sunderland, resolute Sunderland defence. Mikel there with a clearance, does very well. Fulham are 1-0 in front against Everton. Fulham are in front. Shell. It's a goal for Fulham. Who is it who scored it? Raul Jimenez. Jimenez with a goal. Yes, love that. Fulham are in front. Welsh Wing says Romero needs to apologise to Spurs fans after today. I would agree with that, yes. He has massively let not only the Spurs fans down, but he's let his teammates down. He's let he's let his team down, his fans down. It's really disappointing for Romero because I think before that game, Spurs had a real chance, and I think they were playing well enough to have maybe got something out of the game. Foxy says winning the Prem the first time is the easiest part. Back-to-back titles is the difference from good to great sides. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Eugene says, a lot of people say this, Key. Do you think United Strand is going to cut his hair after this team having 4 wins in a row? I don't think... I think West Ham will get a result against United. Whether it be a win or a draw, going to the London Stadium is going to be very difficult for United. They're playing very well, West Ham. Arguably, West Ham are in better form than United are. They're in better form than United are. If you look at performances and not just results, United are playing, good football, but West Ham are playing very good football. Yeah, poor that from Everton. Really poor defending at the back. Very poor defending. ZQXV, what do you think the Newcastle score will be? I think 3-2. I think Brentford get a result there, mate. I really think Brentford will get a result. They beat Newcastle in the reverse fixture at the G-Tech earlier this season. They have been all over Newcastle in recent head-to-head. So I think Newcastle will... And Newcastle haven't been great recently. Yeah, they were really poor against City. I don't know. I just fancy Brentford to get something in that one. Jake says, Key, one question for you. Could Spurs end up in the relegation battle? No, Spurs won't be in the relegation battle. They're nowhere near the relegation zone. The only teams that are going to get pulled into that relegation battle is Leeds. It's going to be Wolves, Burnley, plus one of West Ham, Leeds and Forest. That's it. That's your only relegation teams there. There's nobody else who could get involved in it. Leeds, West Ham, Forest. One of them 3 will go down. Aston Villa have somehow scored against Bournemouth. That is massively against the run of play. They were... Oh, have they? I think it might have been ruled out, actually. I think the Villa goal's been ruled out, potentially. Yeah, I think it's been ruled out. Villa goal, I think, has been ruled out. John also says Spurs are joint with Leeds. I know, but Spurs are better. Spurs are better than Leeds. Leeds are not a great side. They don't score enough goals. They don't create enough chances more. So let's say that. They don't create enough chances. So for me, I think Spurs will stay up. Spurs will stay up. That shouldn't even be in question. They're a better side than Leeds. They're not playing particularly well at the minute, whereas I think Leeds are playing... It's where you look at the two teams. Spurs are playing well below par, but we know that their par is maybe mid-table, is like sort of 11th, 10th area. Leeds, this is about as good as this Leeds side can give. Leeds are not a better side than Spurs. They're not a better side than Spurs. They're not, mate. If you was to do a combined 11 with Spurs and Leeds, Spurs have 1,000,000% got more in the locker. Here's Sunderland now. Sunderland chance. I tell you what, it's not even a joke to say that 20 minutes in here, Sunderland have had the better chances. The Villa have now scored. Villa have scored. I think the goal got ruled out. Maybe it was VAR, but it's been finally given. Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1. Game of Guru says Calvert-Lewin is better than any of Spurs this season. I mean, listen, Calvert-Lewin is scoring, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's better. Again, people conflate the two. Just because a team's winning doesn't mean they're playing better. You can win poorly and you can lose playing well. It does happen frequently. Like if people use their eyes and watched a bit of football, it'd be interesting to see the conclusions people would draw without just looking at, oh, Calvert-Lewin scored today. He must have had a good game. Bruno Fernandes got man of the match today. Should never got man of the match. He was never the best player for United. He wasn't even the best player for United. Well, the best player for United. Paul says, how are the boring bastards playing key? I assume you're not talking about Sunderland there, Paul. Don't have a go at my mates, Arsenal. Everyone knows I like Arsenal. Eugene says, Key, do you think Villa will end up in the Champions League? Yes, I think Villa do end up in the Champions League, but I think they end up there as a result of winning the Europa League, not necessarily by the league position. There's every chance they finish 6th, below United maybe. Be interested to see what they do. But they've scored against Bournemouth. If they manage to win at the Vitality, then that's a hell of a performance. Although saying that, they've done well away from home all season, Villa. Fuck me, what a goal that is. What a goal that is from Morgan Rogers. Oh my God. What a goal that is. That is an unbelievable goal. Great finish from Morgan Rogers. He's got to be on the plane, hasn't he? He has got to be on the plane to the USA, Canada and Mexico. But yeah, in answer to your question, Paul, Arsenal aren't really doing an awful lot. Sunderland have probably had the better chances. They've now got their first corner, Arsenal. So maybe this is precisely where Arsenal score, isn't it? Off the corner that they have ill-deserved all game. ZQXV, I wouldn't mind if we get Conference or normal Europa, something we can actually compete in and win. I just feel like Newcastle are way off it. You're kind of 8 points off the Champions League places, aren't you? Big game for Newcastle today. Very big game. Gamer Guru says Morgan Rogers is in some crazy form this season. He's incredible to watch, isn't he, as well? Finners, how good was the United v Spurs game out of 10? As in to watch? 6. 5 maybe. It's a punch away. It's going to be another corner for Arsenal on the far side. Roofs came out and punched in away. Cecil says, Key, I know you're secretly hoping City win tomorrow, aren't you? Don't lie. No, I never, ever, ever want Liverpool to lose. Ever. Never have, never would. Foxy says, DCL looks like a gamble that's paid off for Leeds. You can't blame clubs deciding not to take him with his injury record, form at Everton and wages. Fair play to him, though. Yeah, he wanted massive wages at Everton, didn't he? That was the big thing. That was the big discussion over whether or not they were going to keep him or not. Eugene says, Key, in your opinion, is there a team that is more boring than Bin or Mad Arteta? More boring. Do you know what the thing is with Arsenal, mate? I don't know. I don't think there's, like... I've not ranked sides in terms of which is more boring and which isn't. I guess the difficulty for me with Arsenal is they have got some incredible players. Some really likeable players. Some very talented individual players. And you can see that Arteta doesn't get the best out of them. And doesn't like to use them. Feels like every time he sees any sense of individuality, he pulls them out the side. Gabriel Martinelli, for me... personally, is maybe even Arsenal's best attacker. I think he's Arsenal's best attacker, Martinelli. He's quality. And I think if he went to another club, you would see him kick on a lot more. He's the same age, to be fair, as Mo Salah was when he left Chelsea. There's a little bit of that with Martinelli. He's a very, very good player. And he doesn't get a kick at Arsenal, really. West Ham now 2-0 up against Burnley. That's a really, really big moment for West Ham. 3-star, it's not looking good. Welsh Ring says Hurst, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Dorgu, Rice, Stark, Gravenberch, Saka, Haaland, Ekatike is my team of the season so far, Key. Fair enough. So just the Saka. Saka's in your team of the season. That's the first time I've ever heard Saka being mentioned in a team of the season so far. Be yourself, Dylan says Villa can still catch Arsenal. Nah, Villa aren't catching Arsenal, no chance. I'd be amazed if they did. 3-star says, thanks for cheering me up, Michelle. Arsenal aren't boring, it's Arteta who's boring. Yes, sir, that's my thought process as well. Arsenal's team, the players, are very, very talented, very, very good. But I just don't think for 1 second that Arteta... If they got a manager in who would take more risks and give the players a little bit more responsibility, a bit more confidence, I think Arsenal could be a really exciting team to watch. And then maybe they would dominate and be mega exciting and, we still win lots of games of football. They've got the best defence. And they could take more chances. It just feels like they don't, really. Good defending that by Sunderland. That's going to be a foul. Surely. Foul, yeah. Castellanos. Foxy says Saka in worst team of the season. Saka's had a lot of assists this season. I know, mate, but come on. You can't just... Oh, what a header that is! I tell you what. Wait till you see this West Ham goal. The 2 West Ham goals today are top Premier League quality. Diouf. Oh, my God. This fella, given that West Ham are in the relegation zone, Diouf, for me, goes in my team of the season at left-back. Oh, my God, this player... El Hadji Malik Diouf is an absolute star in the making for West Ham. He's incredible. For me, I would have to have Coyote on the right for Brentford, and it would be Malik Diouf on the left. Those 2 would be my fullbacks in a team of the season. Timber, maybe, but I think Coyote's had a bigger impact on Brentford than Timber's had on Arsenal. Régis says if Wenger had this team, he'd win the league 100%. That's it. And he'd do it playing amazing football, wouldn't he? You'd not only have, the plaudits for winning, you'd have the plaudits for success and style as well. Eugene says, Key, do you think Gyökeres is going to make a comeback season and score loads of goals? Probably not with Arsenal. And Shell says, come on, Moisey, sort it out. Sunderland player down here now. Don't forget, if you are wanting to watch along with us for tonight's game against Newcastle and Brentford, or tomorrow's Liverpool City game, Brighton and Crystal Palace tomorrow, or even Valencia Real Madrid. We're doing all of these games across the weekend. I'll be watching them live with you right here if you like that sort of thing. If you like these watch-alongs, make sure you've hit like on the video, make sure you've subscribed. And, of course, we'll be doing our half-time quiz, which we do every single game. Half-time quiz in the Arsenal game here, half-time quiz in the Newcastle-Brentford game, and half-time quizzes in the games tomorrow as well. So if you like half-time quizzes, if you like a general chat about all different teams in football, if you're the type of person whoever you support, let's say you're a United fan, maybe you're a United fan, maybe you're an Arsenal fan, maybe you're a Chelsea fan or a Liverpool fan like me, whoever you support, right? If you love watching football and you'll watch anyone, whoever's on, if you love watching football, then we are the channel for you. We watch football more than any other channel, more competitions, more games, more watch-alongs than anyone else. If you like that sort of thing, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button. Brandon says, Key will never give credit to any Arsenal player under Arteta. Have you just missed the last 30 minutes where all I've done is talk about Arsenal being really, really talented? There's loads. I've just said Martinelli's your best attacker. And all I said was Saka probably wouldn't go in my team of the season. That's not really a slight on him, though. I still think he's a fabulous player. Ree said Wenger's last team had Mustafi and Kolasinac. Birmingham winning again, but it's been disallowed. And Reece said Wenger's last team had Mustafi and Kolasinac. Kolasinac, an absolute legend, though, after what he did with the mugger in London. Eugene says, Key, who do you think is United's best player this year? Probably Mbeumo. Yeah, across the year, I think Mbeumo's done really, really well for him. Scored a really important goal today. He keeps turning up, but I think he's really reliable. He's so strong, and defensively he does the work that he needs to do. He's a really, really good player. Yeah, really good player. Gamer Guru says Mustafi and Socrates was painful at times. And Hector says Sunderland should push for a win. Sunderland aren't pushing for a win, but they have got a free kick here. Calafiori has given away a free kick for Sunderland to put the ball in. They've certainly not been terrible so far, Sunderland. They've probably had, in my opinion, the best chance of the game has gone to Sunderland. Régis, respectfully, Rice is better than Scholes ever was. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Brandon says, Sir, his boring style is competing against the best teams in Europe. Yeah, but then you're talking about results, aren't you, Brandon? You're talking about substance, not style. We're talking about style. Substance, yeah, Arsenal are the best. Wouldn't argue otherwise. Absolutely the best team in the world. Great players, fabulous, but style, it's really difficult to watch. Really difficult to watch. Reese, no need for the side either. Real Life says, Key, thank you for changing my mind about you. I've watched those fan reaction videos and they make you out to be worse than you actually are. Oh, that's a backhanded compliment if ever I've heard one. Worse than I actually am. So I'm still bad, but I'm not as bad as the fan reactions make me out to be. Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. That's almost a compliment. I'll take that. Cheers, mate. Good to have you in. It really is. We've got a lot of Arsenal fans in who have come in, very similar to yourself, to have a pop. And then stuck around. So, because we watch a lot of football and they like football. Arsenal fans are very knowledgeable for the most part. So, yeah, it's good. If you like footy, stick around. Steve says, Rice better than Scholes, did I just hear? And Arsenal fans wonder why everyone wants them to flap it. Yeah, well, there is that about it. Not many players are better than Scholes. Gerrard, Stevie, Leicester are down to 10. Gamer Guru says Sunderland deserve respect. They've been really strong against teams this season compared to other teams who got promoted. Spent a lot of money though, didn't they, to achieve it? But I think Régis Bris deserves... I mean, listen, if Régis Bris gets him in Europe, which isn't necessarily out of the question, there's absolutely a chance he gets Manager of the Year. Keith Andrews as well. I don't think anyone would have said that come the end of the season, there's a realistic possibility that Keith Andrews and Régis Bris will be up for Manager of the Year. Wow. Real Life says, hey man, just take it. I can't compliment a Liverpool fan too much. I was always going to take it. I appreciate it, man. Yossi Benayoun was better than Scholes. You love Yossi Benayoun, you. User 411, he never won the league. I know, lots of players don't win the league. Lots of players don't win the Champions League who are still fantastic. Eric Cantona, United fans call Eric Cantona King Eric. And to be honest, with quite rightly, he was some player. Never won a Champions League. But, I wouldn't go around saying Eric Cantona wasn't world class. Chelsea now 2-0 up against Wolves. Gamer Guru says Sunderland spent wisely. Xhaka was a smart buy for them. Xhaka has been maybe signing of the season, hasn't he? User 411 says, but this was about Scholes versus Gerrard, and Scholes has a Champions League. Yeah, he does. But again, I don't think anyone would argue that individual merit versus team merit. There's plenty of players who've won lots of unbelievable trophies and been pretty naff, to be fair. Look at all the players who've played for Real Madrid and Barcelona. There's players who've won, like Pedro. Look at Pedro. Pedro has won a shed load of Champions Leagues and La Ligas. Not in the same boat as players who've not won any of those things, really. Or he maybe only won one of those things. Be Yourself Dylan says Wolves and Burnley are gone. I think so too. It's more than likely, isn't it? Gamer Guru, Scholes is immortal. He was wonderful. Fabulous player. Yeah, really, really good player, Paul Scholes, but just not in the same bracket as Steven Gerrard, and he knows that himself, doesn't he? Steven Gerrard literally... I mean, Scholes said, I couldn't have done what he did for Liverpool, but he definitely could have done what I did for United. So that tells you everything. Scholes knows it. Listen to Scholes. Thomas says, every single match goal reactions I've watched, never has he praised Arsenal. So what, so you're looking for me to praise Arsenal in the immediate goal reaction? I've literally said Arsenal are the best team in the world. I don't know what more you want from me, mate. Harry says, hey Key, what was the United game? Was that the United game today? What did you think about the red card? Don't worry, I'm not driving. Yes, it was a red card. It was definitely a red card. Clear red card. Sonogo, fellas, is prime Alexis over prime Hazard. I think I'd probably agree with you. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Régis says, I'll be honest, this has got a 1-0 or a draw written all over it. Surely not the immortal Arsenal side. I mean, I'm 37 minutes in, lads. I don't know. Maybe I've missed it. Maybe I've missed it in the commentary, but I haven't yet heard or seen any Arsenal fantastic style of play. I keep waiting for this Arsenal unbelievable, attractive style of football that these Arsenal fans are telling me you play. I'm waiting to see it, and I've not seen it yet. Still not seen it. 38 minutes in, still no evidence of Arsenal being the very best side in Europe, playing like Brazil 1970s. That's what we keep getting told. But unfortunately, it's just not... Maybe I've missed it. It must be me. It must be me. Steve says Set Piece FC will jam one in. Probably. Yeah. Thomas says this match has been horrific. That's probably Sunderland's fault though, isn't it, Thomas? It's probably Sunderland's fault that it's been horrific. I agree with you, actually. I agree. I think it's been Sunderland's fault. Because if Sunderland wanted to play football, forget the fact they've had more... I think they've had more corners than Arsenal now. Yeah, more corners than Arsenal, Sunderland have had. Oh, no, they've not. I got it the wrong way around. But either way, Sunderland have still had the best chance in the game. But I think if Sunderland pushed out, Arsenal would play like the Brazil side of the 70s, wouldn't they? They'd play like prime Barca. Palmer hat-trick for Chelsea. Oh, David Raya, very, very close to dropping that one. Eugene says, I'm still thinking, how the hell is Fulham 8th in the league? And Paul says, who's the best player you've seen in the Prem? Mine personally is David Silva. David Silva was excellent. Yeah, I like David Silva. For me, the best player I've seen in the Prem, it's Steven Gerrard. It's Gerrard. I don't. He could do everything. He could do everything. He's the best midfielder I've ever seen. Him and Zidane is in my all-time 11. It's Steven Gerrard. I've never seen a better midfielder. I've never seen anyone run a game. I've never seen anyone dominate defensively, offensively, all types of goals, arriving late in the box and headers, last-minute winners, smashing them in from 30 yards, proper leader. Best player I've ever seen. Don't care what anyone says. King Hov says, give Arsene Wenger this team, the league wouldn't stand a chance. Agreed. Not only would we win the league, we'd dominate it in style, playing the most scintillating football you'd ever see. Yes, couldn't agree more with that. Couldn't agree more with that. It would be absolutely, absolutely bang on that. Arsene Wenger would dominate with this Arsenal side and playing the most beautiful football we've ever seen. Roshan says, I'm very sad today. I messed up my exam that I worked hard for. Listen, there's always another opportunity, mate. Always another opportunity. Don't worry about it. Julia says, is there a red card for Brobby? No, that's not a red card. He's got a yellow card. It's never a red. Never a red. You're never getting a red card for that. Never a red card. Foxy says, back in the days when I didn't mind Arsenal too much. And Gamer says, Brobby with a high tackle. Red all day. Behave yourself, red all day. That's not a red. That's not a red. It's never a red. Yeah, it's never ever a red card, that. Can't believe they would even claim him for a red card. Welshwing says, do you think Liverpool will struggle on Wednesday v Sunderland, Key? Nah, we'll beat them. We'll beat them on Sunday. It's going to be a tough game, though. Very, very tough game. But it'll be interesting to see exactly how we and how Sunderland approach it. Because, to be honest, Sunderland have been the better side here. They've been the better side here in the opening 40 minutes. Arsenal have been pretty drab. Pretty dull. I keep getting told that Arsenal are this fantastic side, you know, the best ever, but it's not quite materialising so far, would you believe? Trossard down the left-hand side. Edge of the box. Oh, how's that got in, keeper? How's that got in? Zubamendi with a strike, keeper beaten at his near post. Take Riffs out of the team of the season immediately. It's an absolute howler. It's an absolute howler from him. Down at his near post. He's got to save that one. Zubamendi with a little pot shot from the edge of the box. And it's snuck in at the near post. Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0. I'm still waiting on this Brazil 1970 side again. Everyone's telling me Arsenal play great football, Key. You've got it wrong, Key. You've got it wrong. You need to watch him. They play great football. Yet to see it. Sunderland have been the better side here. They've been the better side. And yet, they're in front. Keeper's got to do better there. I think if you're the keeper, you're looking at it and thinking, wow, you've got to get that. Riffs will be disappointed that he's not kept that one out. He'll be very disappointed that he's not kept that one out. Harry says, potentially controversial opinion alert, Gerrard could play to Premier League standard in any position, by which he mean he could play for the team in 17th, at least in any outfield position. Agreed. Gamer Guru says, Harler, mate, that was full stretch Zubi, just hit that perfectly. Mate, listen, if you get beat low down to your near post as a goalkeeper, that's an error. However you want to dress it up, it's an error. They're in again here, Arsenal. Should be 2-0. Should be 2. Ah, he's fluffed it. He's fluffed. Does he give a penalty? Ah, he's offside. Yeah, he's offside. He'd fluffed it anyway, him. He'd fluffed it, Gabriel Jesus. He was one-on-one with the keeper, rounded the keeper, and, yeah, he fluffed it up. Fluffed it. Robbed of a penalty. Listen, these Arsenal fans robbed of it. He was offside. He was miles offside. He was miles off. Clear offside there for Arsenal. Clear offside. The technique of Zubi was 5-star. Listen to yourself. It's a mistake. It's a howler. It's a howler. Flo says, controversial opinion, Gerrard is a worse player than John McGinn. Oh, my goodness me. Gremlin says, sorry, Key. Sunderland are not the better side. But hey, they've been the better side today. They have been the better side today. So far, they've certainly been the better side. B says, why are you always talking about Arsenal? Well, we're watching Arsenal. We're watching Arsenal Sunderland. Any chance at all we could be watching Arsenal and not talking about them? Thomas says, robbed. Linesman's clearly a Key Thomas fan. It's our kid. It's our kid. I've got him in the earpiece here. Give him offside. Give offside for that one. Reese says, controversial opinion, Alex Song is better than Prime Busquets. Brobby would have buried that chance, says Christian. Oh, he should have buried that chance. Yeah, I was going to say they had a great chance in the first 15 minutes, Sunderland. It probably should have been in front against Arsenal here. Traders, you always going on about the Gunners. You're obsessed. Yeah, I'm not obsessed, mate. I'm watching Arsenal play, so usually we talk about them. We talk about the teams that we're playing. Flo says, well, Liverpool is 6th with 550 million spent. Still less than Arsenal. We spent less than Arsenal. Again, just a reminder, keep going on it. We spent less than Arsenal. Less than Arsenal this summer. Less than Arsenal last summer. Less than Arsenal. Half what Arsenal have spent since Arteta Lego Ed came in. Cecil says, did you enjoy the goal from open play, Key? Well, listen, at some point, by sheer process of elimination, I guess, or just sheer weight of numbers, there has to be something that Arsenal worthy will score from open play. But it was a real mistake, that, wasn't it? It was a mistake from Riffs. I think he'll look back and be very disappointed that he didn't keep that one out. Joe says, right, Key, I'm off. Gonna have a few cheeky ones before the game. Cheeky what? Refreshers? You having some refreshers? Some drumstick lollies? What are you having? Gamer Guru says net spend doesn't count. Oh, sorry, yeah, net spend doesn't count. If you have to sell 100 quid's worth of stuff to buy 100 quid's worth of stuff, you've spent nothing. Shell says Fulham 1, Everton 0 at half-time. And D says, when we played good football, people asked, what have you won? So I don't care about the football, I care about winning. I agree, D. I absolutely agree. I understand why Arsenal fans would feel that way, having not won anything for 20-odd years. You know, I get it. I understand with 2 decades without winning a thing, I'd probably be happy winning with playing rubbish football as well. I agree with you. Evening, Ethan. How's it going? Para says, hey, Key lad, what do you think of that set-piece goal? Which one? Which set-piece goal are we talking about? Oh, hey, it's my biggest fan. Alex Hawks, under 18. Are you still watching them kids, Alex? Good lad. Mornmeister. Never mind. Never mind. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1 at half-time. Fulham 1, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3. Cole Palmer, first half hat-trick. Now that is the guy who cemented the right wing at the World Cup, isn't it? That is the guy who cemented the right wing down. So yeah, I think it's going to be Cole Palmer at the World Cup on that right wing. He started playing really, really well recently. So Wolves 0, Chelsea 3, Fulham 1, Everton 0, Burnley 0, West Ham 2. What a result that's going to be for West Ham. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1, and then here, Set Piece FC beating Sunderland 1-0. H, who's your favourite under-18 player? Rio Engamoa. Probably Rio Engamoa. Yeah. Julius, can we do my quiz? Yeah, go on, we'll do it, mate. Yeah, let's do your quiz. Thomas says Palmer couldn't lace Saka's boots. Listen to him. Couldn't lace Saka's boots. I've never heard such nonsense. 3-star, idiotic views, but you still log into the stream. The thing is, 3-star, this guy has commented on every single video I've posted for like the last 12 months. I've only been on for 12 months doing this channel. He posts in literally every single live. And yet continuously says, I hate you, you're boring. I hate you, you're boring. That's just an absolute shocker. Adam says, Key, explain Sunderland's home form. Very good. Yeah, really good. It's where they've got all of their stuff, really, all the points, isn't it? Will says there's 5 games on currently. How come you're watching the team you hate? I don't hate Sunderland or Arsenal. Yeah, I don't hate them. Rambo Rick says, I think if we can get 9 points from our 3 games today and Brentford Thursday and Spurs on 21st this season, Premier League is done and City lose to Liverpool tomorrow. Hey, possibly. Possibly. Maybe. Who knows? Nostalgia Bunker, Saka will still start over Palmer. Palmer has purple patches and likes chips, so football fans love him. No, he's a very good player, isn't he, Cole Palmer? Very talented player. King of says, hey, Key, do you think Max Darman will become a very good player in future? Possibly. He's not done anything yet, but maybe he will. Sarah says, I'd rather take Cole Palmer to the World Cup than Saka. Sorry to say, Saka is inconsistent. And Tom says, quiz time. Yeah, let's do a quiz. Carol says, like your streams, very solid opinions and taking the games, but when it comes to watching Arsenal, your normal sense goes out the door. Hey, fair enough, whatever works for you. Julia says, top 10 most expensive midfielders. Top 10 most expensive midfielders. Ooh. See, this is difficult. This is difficult because there's going to be some that overlap into attackers and defenders, I would imagine there. That's going to be a really difficult quiz to do. Anton says Saka is 100% consistent, best defensive Arsenal player every game he plays, but he's been dropped recently. So yeah, maybe not that consistent then, Anton? What are we saying? Darman's injured, mate. No, I agree. I was asked, do I think Darman becomes world class or whatever? And, maybe he will. Maybe he will. Dan, enjoy. Hang on, I've got to pause the old timer 1 second. Gamer Guru says trying to say Saka is inconsistent when Palmer has been awful this season is funny rage bait. Well, I didn't say it. That was Sarah who said he was inconsistent. I didn't say he was inconsistent, Saka. I read out Sarah's comment to say that he was inconsistent. That wasn't me. Lorenzo, was the goal from a corner? No, it was from the corner of the box. It's a rarity, really, isn't it? Darman is also 15 and at school. No, he's not he's not 15 anymore. He's 16, isn't he? Or he's 17. I don't know. He's not 15 anymore. He was, though, when he broke into the side. What we saying? Sorry, Anton says most created chances in the league, most key passes. He's not the problem. It's Gyökeres, mate. Is it? Is it? Nah, I don't know. Josh says you just said Saka has been dropped for being inconsistent. Not yet. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Sir, I'll read it back out for you, mate. Seeing as you can't follow along, I'll take it slow. You said. Sarah said, that Saka is inconsistent. I read that comment out. I then replied to someone else who said he's been mega consistent. I said, well, he's been dropped, so maybe he's not that consistent. At no point I have said, is Saka inconsistent? I have not argued that case. I've just said, but he's been dropped, so maybe he's not that consistent. C. Wheatley says, we'll come out firing in the second half, hopefully. And Reggie says, Max Darman is 16. Tell a lie. He's 16, yeah. It's a very important distinction. I'm an Arsenal fan. Saka is shit, mate. Well, again, just because I read them out doesn't mean I agree with them. Just to say that, disclaimer. Reading a comment out doesn't mean I agree. Sarah, and watch at the end of the season who has more G&A. I just think Cole Palmer's a better player, even aside from goals and assists and current form. I think Cole Palmer's a better player than Saka. I think he'll produce more in the big moments. I think he's a better player overall. Saka's great, though. Saka's a really good player. 2025, do you think Liverpool will ever win the Premier League as many times as Arsenal? We've already won it more than you. We've already won it. Even if you win it this year, we've already won it more than you. Reggie, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Yep, standard. George Graham is not... He's alive and well and coaching Arsenal. The George Graham ethos. 2025, you won the Premier League twice. Yeah, twice more than Arsenal's 0. Arsenal haven't won the Premier League. Eugene says, I will not say Saka is bad, but I'll say he's overrated. Mr. Sharpovich says, surely it's got to be top 10 players who scored the most goals outside of the box in the Premier League since Zubamendi scored. Fucking hell. Looks like we got all 10. Right, well, here, I've got a question. I've got a quiz for you. For half time, I've got another quiz here. Oh, sorry. Welshwing. Here, we'll do yours next game. We'll do yours next game. Here. I've got one for this one, and it kind of overlaps with the one that Julius has just done. So... excluding players who have played in the Premier League, right? Excluding players who've played in the Premier League, what are the top 17, odd number, the top 17 most expensive transfers in football history, excluding players who have played in the Premier League? So, for example, you can't have Bale, because Bale has played in the Prem. You can't have Ronaldo, because he's played in the Prem. You You can't have Pogba because he's played in the Prem. So all those signings don't count. We're just talking the top 17 most expensive transfers of all time, including only players who haven't played in the Premier League. Who are they? Get your answers in the chat. First answer in the chat, Lukaku. Spent a bit of time in the Premier League, Tom. Spent a little bit of time in the Prem, Lukaku. Yeah, just the 3 clubs in the Prem. Neymar and Mbappe. Yes, Neymar is right, 192. Mbappe is second with 159. Dembele is third with 130. Griezmann is correct. Yeah, Griezmann is fifth with 105 million. Ronaldinho not in the list. Jude Bellingham is fourth, 110 million pound. So you've got the top 5 now. You've got the top 5. 2025, you literally just said Arsenal haven't won the Premier League. You haven't won the Premier League. You haven't won the Premier League. Yes, correct. Check. Google's free, mate. You haven't won the Premier League. Check it out. Lewandowski, no. Lewandowski's not in the list. Modric has played in the Premier League, Slim. Muani played in the Premier League now for Spurs, of course. Not Dybala. Frenkie de Jong is right. Yeah, Frenkie de Jong is 6th with 75 million. Kaká is right. He is 12th. Still in the list from 59 million with Real Madrid. That move from AC Milan to Real Madrid. Lucas Hernandez. Yeah, Lucas Hernandez is 8th from Atletico to Bayern. 70 million quid. Bellingham we've got. Felix played for Chelsea, of course. Yeah. Tchouaméni is correct. Tchouaméni is 10th with 68 million. Not Lewandowski. Arthur Melo has played in the Prem for Liverpool. R9, no. Not Goetze. Vlahovic, yes. Vlahovic is 7th with 71 million. John, Finn, haven't won the Premier League special. Yep. Check it again. Check it again. Arsenal haven't won a Premier League title. Check it again. It's very, very clear. Kvaratskhelia is right. Kvaratskhelia is 13 with 59 million. Osimhen is 9th, 70 million. Lille to Napoli. Hakimi, yes, Hakimi is 15th, 58 million. Milan to PSG. Not Camavinga, not Benzema, not Figo. Not Morgan Gibbs-White. Not Zidane, no, not Xavi, not Buffon. The lowest number on the list is like, you're looking at 50 million and over for what it's worth. Not Mendy. Ben, 3 Premier Leagues, Arsenal, 2 Premier Leagues, Liverpool. Yeah, again, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're very, very wrong. Keep checking. Google's free, lads. It's a free resource. You can use it. No problem at all. Go and check it out. It's absolutely fine. Go and check it out. Arsenal haven't won a Premier League. Go and check it. K2 says, Key, the Prem started in 93. No. Oh, hey. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Absolutely, it did, yeah. Key, how many world-class players do Arsenal have? 4, I would say. Yeah, 4. Thomas Lemar, yes, Thomas Lemar is 11th. Monaco to Atletico Madrid, 63 million. Liverpool nearly signed him that summer as well. Still waiting on number 14, 16 and 17. You've got 3 left to get. Finn says, yeah, and we last won it in 03, so we have won the Prem. Wasn't called the Prem in 03, mate. Wasn't called the Prem in 03. Again, Google. Go and check Google and come back, for God's sake. It's easy peasy, this. Mr. Cobby says, can you mention one genuinely good thing about Arsenal which has impressed you this season that you wish Liverpool do without being biased? I wish that Liverpool had the depth that Arsenal had. I wish we were as defensively organised and solid as Arsenal are. Yeah, defensively, Arsenal are a different level. You're the best team in the world. Is that okay? Is that all right? Is that good enough? Is that good enough praise? Is that all right? Let's do. I mean, I can say it again if you want. Reggie, who are the 4? Gabriel, Saliba, Rice. Who's your 4th? Timber for me. Yeah, they would be my 4, Reggie. They would be my 4. Not Ramos to PSG. Not Lamine Yamal. Not Mario Götze. Pepe played for Arsenal, of course. Griezmann, you've already got. Not Lewandowski. I'll give you the answers because we're about to kick off for the second half anyway. You're missing Luka Jovic from Frankfurt to Real Madrid, 55 million. You're missing Miralem Pjanic, Juventus to Barcelona, 53 million. And you're missing Mario Retegui from Atalanta to Al-Qadsiya last summer for 58 million. So that is the 17 players rather. Ben was called the Prem in 92. You met. Oh, hang on. Was it? Was it? So, sorry, do we change everything from 93? Does it not matter the years before? Just because it was called the First Division before that. So I thought we were excluding different periods. Are we not doing that? Sorry. Forgive me. I thought name changes mattered. Because if name changes matter, Arsenal haven't won a fucking Premier League. You've not won one. You've not won anywhere near the league titles we have. But if we're talking name changes, if you want to be, if you want to be pedantic, Arsenal haven't won a Premier League. Premier League started in 2016, lads. You were crap in 2016. And to be fair, you're still crap now. There's just nobody else who's any good. John says even Keys Google hates Arsenal. Dan says scroll up Key Retegui. I said I didn't see, mate. I'll give you credit. I didn't see Retegui. Reggie says he doesn't like people saying Liverpool have only won 2 Prem titles because it erases the First Division title. So he's doing a semantical argument about the Prem sponsorship. Agreed. It's right though, isn't it? It's right. You can't make an argument that Liverpool have only won 2 Premier League titles in 30 years and discard the other however many we've won before that in First Division and all. You can't discard all that. But then say, oh, well, Arsenal have won all these Premier Leagues. Well, you haven't, have you? You haven't, because the Premier League hasn't always been called the Premier League. Sometimes it was called the Premiership. Sometimes it's the Barclays Premier League. Sometimes it's the Carling Premier League or the Carling Premiership. It's changed names multiple times. So again, if we want to be semantic, if we want to be pricks about it, we can all be pricks about it. Arsenal haven't won a Premier League. This will be your first one. We've got 2! 2! Good luck catching up. Magoo says it went from the Barclays Premier League to just the Premier League. They literally dropped the sponsor. Yeah, but what was it before that when Arsenal were winning titles? The Barclays, the Carling, the Premiership it was called one year. It's changed. It's changed multiple times. Roller, where's your gold Prem trophy, you melt? Oh, sorry, the 12 draws in a season trophy. Yeah, well done. Well done for that. 12 draws in a season. Where's your Champions League trophy, Cox? Spurs are more likely to win one than you lads this year. Right. We are off for the second half in some Premier League games. Fulham and Everton is underway. Bournemouth and Villa are underway as well. Still 1-0 that one. M8799, we're in a serious fight for this top 5. We should have added reinforcements when we had the chance. Yes, we absolutely did need some reinforcements, but I think we've accepted the fact that we're probably not going to be anywhere close to challenging the top 3 sides. But I think we'll get 4th or 5th wrapped up pretty easily. Joseph, you're on about sponsors. What a salty loser. I didn't talk about sponsors. I didn't talk about them. Again, people, look, go back. The start of the conversation was Liverpool have only won 2 titles in 20... No, that's wrong. It's bang wrong. It's bang wrong. Gamer Guru says it's still the Prem and Google and the stats still count as the Prem starting in 92. Yeah, no, but it was all called different things. It was called different things. It's been called different things at different points. Why do you get to change? You get to erase everything before 92. But I don't get to erase everything from when the league changed its name multiple times through that point. That doesn't make any sense. That's inconsistent. That's inconsistent. Shell, come on Everton, let's go. And King Hov says, to answer your question, Kate, I'd honestly rather we win nothing than see Spurs lift the Champions League before us. And that makes you very, very much like all of the other Arsenal fans who've answered in the chat as well. When I asked Arsenal fans about that dilemma, would you rather win The Premier League and the Carabao Cup, if a genie came out now and said, here you go, I'll wave a magic wand and I'll give you the Premier League and the Carabao Cup, it's yours, right? You can have it. On the condition that Spurs win the Champions League, would you accept? Would you accept? If you say no, then neither of you win anything. And the vast majority of Arsenal fans in that hypothetical said they would rather win nothing, which tells you an awful lot, I think, about your modern football fan. We don't care about Spurs. Well, you do. You do. Dan says, Key, what are you playing at? Eugene, I'm going to wear my 2008 Liverpool jersey tomorrow. Come on, I don't want City to win the league. Gamer Guru says, yes, but Google and the stats acknowledge the Prem changed in 92 from previous. It doesn't count the 2016 sponsorship being dropped. What do you mean Google and the stats? What stats are you on about? What do you mean Google and the stats? Sarah says, Key, you should know when it comes to Arsenal fans, it's okay, but they don't like it when it's done to them. Well, yeah, maybe that. Maybe there's that. Foxy says, the golden era where clubs had a lot of success in Europe without spending $500 million. Yeah, to be fair, that Newcastle fans are very, very, very selective about what should and shouldn't be able to be spent now as well. Jacob, what would you do if Arsenal won the quadruple? Are you looking for a specific answer? Learn Chinese? What would I do? I don't know, you know. Cecil says, course, I would accept. I don't give a fuck what Spurs do. That is a loser mentality. Well, then you want to have a word with your fan base then, mate, because apparently, according to you, Arsenal fans have loser mentality. The overwhelming majority would choose neither Spurs or them win anything. Hector says City have fallen off because Pep just keeps on buying more starting 11s and hoping spending now. Guess what we've learned his tactics. Gamer Guru says EPL stats. Yeah, but if you're going for... The English top flight is the Premier League. If you're talking about English top flight stats, who's the top scorer of all time in English football history? You wouldn't just look at the Premier League, would you? If he was looking for that stat. So, as it stands, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3, Fulham 1, Everton 0, Burnley 0, West Ham 2, Bournemouth 0, Villa 1, and here Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0. Welsh Wing says, sir, lots of fans are like that, sir. I've had abuse off Liverpool and United fans for that similarity. It's true, I guess. Gamer Guru says, so when Liverpool finish 6th, are you sticking with doing the slot look? I can't. No, I can't. To be fair, I said that I was going to do it and then immediately backed out because, yeah, someone mentioned you'd look like you were trying to copy Anfield agenda, which, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll donate some money to charity. I'll do something. Reggie, have you bought your big razor yet, Key? Liverpool in 6th. We're not finishing out. We'll qualify for the Champions League next year. That's not a worry. That's not a worry. I'm not shaving my head to look like Arne Slot if Liverpool don't qualify for the Champions League. I know I said I would, but I'm backing out. I'm backing out. Unless there's intense pressure, I'm backing out. Arsenal unlucky. MUFC says need Sunderland to scrape a draw. What? So you don't get Sunderland are probably competition for United for the Europa League. I understand that, mate. Yeah, I can understand you might want them to lose or at the very least only get a point. That's fair. Cecil, if Arsenal win the quadruple, will you do it? If Arsenal win the quadruple, all right. Yeah, fair enough. Go on. If Arsenal win the quadruple, I'll shave my head like Arne Slot. I'm not. That's not going to happen though. Connor, that's the loser mentality right there, Key. It's not loser mentality. It's just more that someone pointed out that you look at you trying to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Clarkey says, what did you think of the Man United game, Key? It was pretty dull, yeah. It was pretty boring to watch. I think the red card kind of ruined the game. Hector, do you reckon Xabi Alonso to your club? No, definitely not. No. Arne Slot will be Liverpool manager next year. What is David Raya doing? No one's trying to tell me this guy's the best keeper in the world. He's absolutely a liability. He's an absolute liability. Reggie says, Raya always flaps around. He's shit on penalties as well. And Gamer Guru says, Alisson makes mistakes too, mate. Still a top keeper. Yeah, no, I don't disagree that David Raya is probably amongst the best keepers in the world. But he's not world class. He's like top 10. He's top 10. He's playing ahead of an unbelievable defence. And a manager who doesn't really take any risks. So I think clean sheets are always likely to happen with Mikel Arteta. If you're playing this style of football, you're always going to keep clean sheets. So individuals... This is why I don't think if you put Gabriel and Saliba in a side that actually takes risks and wants to, see the centre-backs carry the ball out of defence and, really push high up the pitch and, take risks. I don't think Arsenal would, and the full-backs as well, by the way, not just the centre-backs, but the full-backs be very, very high. I do. I think Gabriel and Saliba would be exposed in a different system. They'd still be very good, by the way. Still incredible centre-backs. But, they're not... I don't believe either of them are better than Konate. Well, put it that way. I wouldn't swap Konate. Let's say that. I wouldn't swap Konate for Gabriel or Saliba. If Konate wants to sign a contract, I'm signing with Konate. C. Wheatley says, told you Arsenal in the fight second half. Régis says Saliba and Gabriel are playing in the Sunderland half key. Yeah, but that's not with your fullbacks mega high. Like, they don't take chances, Arsenal. They don't take risk at all. Cadrigo, how are you doing? I am an Arsenal fan from Uganda. Lovely to see you, Cadrigo. Reggie says, Gabriel and Saliba play on the halfway line and Saliba regularly carries the ball into midfield. Timber is often caught in and around the opposition box. Talking a bit of nonsense there, mate. No, they don't, mate. They don't commit anywhere near the bodies forward that other teams do. It's one of the reasons why Arsenal have got this reputation. They don't commit the bodies forward that other teams do. And they're never as high as you think. Burnley won. Oh no, have Burnley scored? Have Burnley scored? No, it's still 2-0. Still 2-0. Bournemouth have equalised against Villa. (2025), how many times have Arsenal won the Premier League, mate? 0. Palmer the pen merchant. Here's the Bournemouth goal. It was Ryan. Oh, what an absolute worldie that is. Get in. Great goal from Ryan, the Bournemouth player. Love that. New signing. In he comes to replace Semenyo. I tell you what, this lad could be going. He could be going to a top side in a few years if he keeps playing like this. Does well. Reggie says Arsenal have the highest average back line in the league. Look it up. I know. What I'm talking about is committing bodies forward and those players moving into midfield. Your full-backs being high. You very rarely have any less than 3 or 4 back. That's not what Liverpool and other teams do. We quite frequently have just Konate and Van Dijk back, and we have them as split centre-backs. It's completely different with Arsenal. Albo says, nil Prems. Arsenal have won Premier League. Well, they do if they win this season. I say if. They will win this season. Adam says they replaced Semenyo with a Brazilian. Yes, they did. Ryan, his name is. Ryan. It's now 3-1 to Chelsea. Wolves have got one back. And it's Tolu Arokadari. Good player. Told you, he was one to watch. I think Tolu Arokadari might well stay in the Premier League next season. And Eugene says, Key, do you think the England team is going to win the World Cup? No. No, I don't. Thomas, Arsenal have 3 Prems, by the way. No, they don't. No, they don't. We're not going to dwell on this point yet again. Oh, do you know what? Look at João Pedro there. I tell you what. Oh, I really don't want Chelsea to get ahead. I'd actually want United to finish ahead of Chelsea if they can. I hate Chelsea. I hate Chelsea. Oh. Reggie, Timber and Calla are all... Not Timber and Calla. Usually one. And it usually means that Rice is very, very deep. Look at him now. Here, we'll have a look at him now. Let's have a look at the setup now. Brobby does well there. He's an absolute tank in Brobby, isn't he? Look at the strength. Does very, very well. Avram says Chelsea and Arsenal fans are the worst. A Rockadari there with a tap in from the corner. Daniel Sandels. Can't wait for City to do use tomorrow. No worries, Daniel. Eugene says, so Key, does Man United have no Premier Leagues? Yes, no Premier Leagues for United either. According to Arsenal fans, of course. It's not me who said that, by the way. It's Arsenal, the Arsenal fan in the chat who said that. Real Life says there were some Chelsea fans who got rage baited by the comment section after the game on Tuesday. Sarah says, we've had this conversation. We're not having it again. I know, yeah, we're not having it again. We've done it before. That's it. Connor, same, sir. They're getting boring now. I know. Wrexham losing. Actually, let's have a look at the Championship, by the way. Xavier, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Long time no see. Derby 1, Ipswich 2, Norwich 2, Blackburn 0, Southampton 1, Watford 0. That was earlier in the day. Birmingham are now 1-1 with 10 men Leicester. Coventry are drawing with Oxford. Oxford getting a point away at Coventry would be amazing. Hull 1, Bristol City 3, Preston 1, Portsmouth 0, West Brom 0-0 with Stoke, and Wrexham 0, Millwall 1. Up the Villa though. Hey, well, you're drawing at the minute, mate. You've just gone level with Bournemouth. Hector says, Man United only winning so that my guy can get a haircut. And Connor says, Key, do you have a soft spot for any foreign team? Mine's Lazio. Fiorentina, I have a soft spot in Italy for them purely because of Batistuta and Rui Costa and the great Fiorentina side that I used to watch growing up with James Richardson on Football Italia. In France, I quite like Auxerre. I've got the the PlayStation Auxerre kit that Djibril Cissé was in just before we signed Djibril Cissé. So I've got the Auxerre kit and the whole story around Auxerre. If you've never heard of it, if you've never watched it back or read up on it, read up on what Guy Roux did with Auxerre. It's a really, really cool story. It's a great club, and I like Auxerre a lot. So Fiorentina, Auxerre. Spain, I quite like a few. I guess Betis and Malaga would be my two teams in Spain. But I like Villarreal a lot. Quite like Valencia. Don't mind Seville, to be honest. But Betis and Malaga would probably be my two. Avram says, would you trade Szoboszlai for Rice? No. No, I wouldn't. Sam says, why do you watch Arsenal when you hate them so much? I don't hate them, Sam. Adam says, Tottenham actually thought Levy was the problem when he was a product of being Spursy. And Gamer Guru says, Cisse, what a player he was in the day. It just was such a shame. He broke his leg twice in as many years playing for us. We just had really bad luck with Djibril Cisse, I think, because he came in, he was really good, broke his leg against Blackburn, came back like 9 months later, started playing in the FA Cup final, scored in the FA Cup final to get us back into the game against West Ham. And then all of a sudden broke his leg again on international duty for France. I think it was against China in a friendly. Broke his leg again, out for a while, was never the same player again. And he'd done both legs as well. I think it was his left and then his right. Glock Lesnar coming on now for Arsenal. Adam says you would trade McAllister for Rice. I'd trade McAllister for Norgard. I'd trade Alexis McAllister for any Arsenal player you care to swap us. Gamer Guru, I loved watching Cisse. His speed was immense. I always remember against Charlton, he literally knocked the ball down the touchline. Like he was on the halfway line and he kicked it past Dennis Rommedahl. Do you remember Dennis Rommedahl? He was seen as like the ultimate speedster in the Premier League. He played for Charlton. And Cisse knocked the ball past him and literally full on didn't just beat him for pace, but like left him like he was in his dust. And it was a great that was a great moment in his first season. The problem for that afterwards was Cisse just kind of, the injuries took the toll. He never could quite finish either with Djibril Cisse as well. He was never quite as composed in front of goal as he should have been. He was one of them who'd get in front of goal and leather it. Like, he would always try and break the net. If someone could have taught him that he had a side foot, he'd have been incredible because he had loads of chances. We created plenty for him. Barcelona 1-0 up at half-time. Avram says, who do you think is the best replacement if Salah leaves the club? Probably Elise, maybe. Elise seems to be the one doing the rounds. Leeds smashed Forest, says Swifty. They did. What's 3-star? What's 3-star saying, sorry? Can you delete that, mate? Not great. What's Régis saying? Well in the cherries. Oh, sorry. I didn't see that. Gamer Guru says he was rapid. Realises I actually hate some Arsenal fans because when someone finds out I'm an Arsenal fan, they ask if Rice should get in the 2008 Man U team and it pisses me off. Jimmy says, Cisse, one of the few players I wanted Arsenal to sign back in the day. He might have done better with Arsene Wenger than he did with us. He was a really, really talented player. He needed coaching. And Benitez wasn't a player, wasn't a guy who coached. He was a system manager. Very similar to Arteta. Maybe it's a Spanish manager thing, I don't know. Pep Guardiola, Arteta, Benitez, they all like their systems and are very rigid and very... Benitez was our Arteta, and we hadn't seen or won anything major for years, and he brought us a Champions League, and for that, Rafa is a legend. We love him to bits. But I don't think any Liverpool fan would have ever tried to tell you that we played scintillating football under Rafa Benitez. A lot of the time, we didn't. A lot of the time, we were very bland, quite dull, to be honest. Sunderland, unlucky. Big chance, that. Romero has now been sent off 6 times since making his debut for Spurs across all competitions, the most of any Premier League player within that period. 6 players. 6 times, sorry. 6 red cards, that was meant to be. Sarah says, it wasn't Liverpool who got them banned, it was Maggie. Eugene says, realistically, the best striker we can sign next season is Julian Alvarez. And Gamer Guru, if we don't score a second, I can see a repeat of the first game with Sunderland happening. Listen, there's every chance, as long as it's only 1-0. There's always a chance. There's always a chance. TMUA says he's given up on Spurs. He wants his move to Spain. It's sad, isn't it, that players do that? But they do it. We've seen players kind of throw the toys out the pram and just... Jimmy says, sometimes with Arsenal at moment, it's like we play football by numbers. This is it, Jimmy. I agree. I couldn't agree more. Arsenal are a fantastic side. Not even maybe. You are the best side in the world. Best side in the world, without doubt. But in terms of Substance, best side. Substance, style, dreadful. Really difficult side to watch. And it's not been an entertaining game today. And it's not, this isn't a one-off. It tends to be this way with Arsenal. It's all quite flat, quite slow. They try to overload by numbers, get into wide areas, get the ball into the box. It's not necessarily a wrong way of playing. It's an incredibly effective way of playing, but it just doesn't seem to be particularly attractive. And it's not just me saying it. It's Arsenal fans, it's yourself, it's plenty of Arsenal fans saying it. What are you doing there? What are you doing? Get it away. Oh my God, Sunderland again. Sunderland are literally, what are you doing? Oh my God, Sunderland, and it's Gyökeres. Here we go, do it, lad, go on. Yeah, of course you will. I tell you what, Sunderland, they have literally given Arsenal 3 points here. Ruth's first mistake on the first goal. His keeper's got to be keeping that out. Any keeper getting beaten low down to his near post, he's had an absolute shocker. This one, oh, you've got the ball. All you've got to do is get it up the pitch. They've just punted it straight back to Arsenal, and they've got it straight back into the box. Gyökeres falling over, hits it straight at the keeper again. Should the keeper be doing better? But it's 2-0 Arsenal, and Sunderland have collapsed. It's been an absolutely... Look at the defending from Sunderland here. Régis Bris will be tearing his hair out. It's absolutely shocking defending from the Mackhams. Oh, get out as well. Look at that. Look how deep they were. And the keeper gets a big hand to it, and he should keep it out. It's really poor from him yet again. Gyökeres. Oh, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. Absolutely diabolical defending from Sunderland, and Arsenal handed 3 points yet again. Que sera, sera. Connor says he's miles offside. Do you know what he would have been if the Sunderland defence managed to push up? If the Sunderland defence were any sort of defenders, they would have got him offside there. They would have done it. They'd have got him offside. Smith Meta says, over to you now, Key. Keep it a 9-point gap tomorrow. Hey, listen, we'll do our job tomorrow, lad. We'll beat them. We'll beat City tomorrow. Grant says, it's not on riffs for the first one. It's poor defending. You're complaining about our defending. Remember, we took a point from your lot in your back garden. What has that got to do with the price of fish, though, Grant? What on earth has that got to do with the fact that Sunderland can't defend here? LA, there you go. Edelis Boa says, Key, make sure Liverpool do your job tomorrow. We're counting on you. We'll beat City tomorrow. We'll show you how to beat City. We'll show you how to beat City. We'll show you how to beat the top sides. We've done it already this season. We beat you lads. We beat Real Madrid. We'll beat the top sides. We know how to do it. Liverpool turn up in the big games when we need to. We'll beat City tomorrow for you. No problem. It's you, Arsenal. You can beat the dross. You can beat the dross, no problem. You can't beat the big sides when you need to. Patrick says we beat City 5-1, lad. Did you? I don't remember that. I could have sworn it was 1-1 earlier this season. Previous years, you've gone, is it full time? Is it full time? Yes! Get in there. We got the draw. Great stuff. It's the draw. Fantastic. It's brilliant stuff. CH, who's your favourite Arsenal player, seeing as you're a big fan? Oh, Rice, definitely. Rice or Timber. Actually, maybe Timber. Rice or Timber. Either one of them. Fabulous players. Wonderful players. King Hov says, we are all Liverpool fans tomorrow. Good lad. Look at that. Look at. Why are you watching Liverpool if you hate us? Well, there you go, because it suits you tomorrow, doesn't it? Suits you tomorrow. Dreadful from Sunderland yet again. And Arsenal probably go and add a bit more gloss to this now. It might be 3 or 4. And again, they'll come back and say, oh, look at it. We beat Leeds 4-0 and then we beat Sunderland 4-0. We're the best side in the world. We play great football. Come on. No one's buying that horse nonsense. Harry says, I'm watching tomorrow because it's going to be a class game. Good lad, Harry. Love that. Love that. Adam says all Big Six games have been low-scoring dross. Like, it wasn't last time City played us. They stuck 3 past us. Gamer says we don't need the extra points. Come on, City, make the race interesting. See, this is it. You need City to win tomorrow. You actually need City to win tomorrow. In a weird way, Arsenal fans are desperate for City to win. Because if they don't win, if Liverpool beat City tomorrow, all it does is confirm what everyone's saying about Arsenal, which is there's no title race. You've had no race. You've been literally handed the title. Go and get it. There you go. All you have to do is, you could have, just the most simple, you've not had to beat anyone. You've not had to beat anyone. You got beat by Liverpool, drop points to us. You dropped points against City, all the top. You got beat against Villa, all the top sides. You've really fluffed it. You need City to give it a title race. You're desperate for City to turn up. You're absolutely desperate for them to turn up because then it gives some sort of credibility to, hey, we beat that great City side in the title race, didn't we? Oh, God, come on. No one's buying it. No one's buying it. There wasn't a title race last season, so there's the same narrative. I agree. It wasn't a title race last season. It was a really average Liverpool side that Slot turned into a bit of a machine and did very well to win a league title. But actually, there was no real competition. This season is the same. We got a lot of stick for it last year, and I agree. It was pretty average. It was pretty run-of-the-mill. It wasn't a great title race. There wasn't no title race, really. We had the league sewn up by March. I don't think yous will have it sewn up by March, and it still won't be that impressive. It'll be exactly the same as Liverpool. We don't care. No, I know you don't care. I get it. You don't care. I wouldn't care either. If I supported a side that hadn't won anything for 2 decades, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care either. I'd be delighted if we're winning a league by playing rubbish football. I'd be absolutely delighted. Oh, Fulham won, Everton won. Oh, no. Everton have equalised against Fulham. We desperately need Fulham to get back in front there. I've got 1-1 overall, but it's Dewsbury Hall who scored that one. Football with Miggs. How was your win against Leeds this season? How was my win against Leeds this season? Well, I don't think we have won against Leeds this season, mate. No. Are you talking about last season? Or what were you talking about? D-Play says 2 decades, won an FA Cup 6 years ago. Oh, sorry, yeah. The big trophies. The big trophies then. Thomas says, nice Scouse accent, Glory Hunter. If only you knew. If only you knew, Glory Hunter. I was watching Liverpool. I started watching Liverpool when Souness and Roy Evans were managing us, mate. There was no glory when I started watching Liverpool. King of says Pepper's only won once at Anfield, and that was in an empty stadium. With a full crowd tomorrow, I'm backing Liverpool to get the win. Absolutely. Agreed. We'll beat them tomorrow, no problem. Football with Miggs, exactly. So why are you chatting nonsense about Arsenal beating Leeds if you can't? But we beat Arsenal. So the logic you're trying to throw at me doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? We beat Arsenal. And we drew. So whatever you're trying to say, you couldn't beat Leeds. Well, yeah, we beat you. We beat you. Edler's Bower says, Key, understand that you win the championship by beating the weaker teams and not by beating the top 6. We didn't lose to a top 6 side last season. And again, very, very fair. Very, very fair. You win the league over 38 games by beating the sides who are at the bottom of the table and being consistent. And that is what Arsenal are, if nothing else. But in terms of getting respect and getting credibility, in terms of like... This is the thing. I guess what I'm trying to differentiate here is you've got Arsenal fans who are like, oh, Declan Rice, he's better than Gerrard. Get him in that Man United side. He's the absolute horse piss, right? But what my point is there's a differentiation between Arsenal winning a title this year with no opposition. 0 opposition at all. and them being like an all-timer and being considered as one of the greatest sides ever to win the Premier League. They are so far away from that. Like, if we're talking the top 20 Premier League sides to win a title, Arsenal aren't in it. This Arsenal side aren't in it. Not even close. Not even close. Tabody Guna says, someone sent me a clip of this guy saying Spurs won't get sucked into the relegation fight. That's Tottenham, who are 6 points off the bottom 3. Tells you all you need to know. All right, well, by the same logic, are City going to get sucked into a title race? Because they're currently 6 points off the top. Well, 9 points if you end up winning this. So let's say City aren't in a title race. That means you've unopposed won a title. Absolutely unopposed. You've walked it. Walked it. You're, like I said, you're desperate for City to win. You're absolutely desperate for City to win tomorrow. Let's not pretend. Let's not do this dance, Arsenal fans, where you're pretending, oh, come on, Liverpool, we're rooting for you to win tomorrow. Don't talk nonsense. You're not you don't want Liverpool to win tomorrow. You want City to win tomorrow, so it gives you a little bit of respect. Some sort of respect. Christ, for the love of God. Kwaku says, where do you place the Liverpool side that won last season's title? Again, way down. I wouldn't say Liverpool's side last year was in the top 20 either. No. For the same reason that Arsenal's isn't this year. So, again, there's an intellectual consistency with it, if nothing else. I wouldn't say Liverpool's side last year was a great title winner at all. No, not at all. User 776103. Why wouldn't we hope Liverpool wins? F the respect. Give me the title. Well, again, I'm going off what the vast majority of Arsenal fans are telling me, mate. If you disagree, that's great. That's fine. Good for you. But the vast majority of Arsenal fans disagree. Dan says, absolutely do not want City to win tomorrow. Come on, lad. I'm telling you. I am telling you, you do. There's a lot of Arsenal fans who do, put it that way. Mark Watson, what we're saying, we can constantly face a low block, which obviously makes the games less entertaining, which ain't on us. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. I'm sure you think, again, that logic just doesn't work. I'm sure you think that low blocks were only invented this season against Arsenal. Do you not think United and Chelsea and previous Arsenal sides, great Arsenal sides that won the league under Arsene Wenger, you know, they had to face low blocks. City sides that won 6 titles in a row, or whatever it was. You know, they've fought, was it 4 in a row? 5 out of 6, whatever it was. City sides face low blocks. It's nonsense. The argument that you can only play good football if your opposition consents to play good football is absolute nonsense. I'm sure teams, when they played against like the great Barcelona sides and Brazil, they thought about packing the midfield and getting numbers back. This isn't new. This is absolutely standard football, like since the dawn of man. This is how football's been played. It's not new that Arteta is facing low blocks, and it's not an excuse for you playing rubbish, boring football. King Bin says, where do you rank Liverpool 2020? No competition. Where do I rank Liverpool 2020? I think we'd be in the top 20. But I don't know about greatest of all time or anything like that, no. It was a very, very good Liverpool side. I actually think that maybe the best Liverpool side didn't win a Premier League title under Jurgen Klopp. Dan says, I do wonder if this channel potentially attracts a certain type of Arsenal fan, possibly because of the memes, ones that gives the opinion that we want competition, we don't care, just want the Premier League win. Yeah, I was going to say, there's certainly a good cross-section of Arsenal fans, as you know, mate, who've come in and stuck around and been great, and or even just some that come back in and dip out again. It's all good. But there's obviously a lot that will just come in and talk nonsense. They say the little bit and then they leave. Brandon says, name one Arsenal fan that wants City to. Neil Jones. Neil Jones. Yeah, lives in Tower Hamlets. Kwaku said, when Arsenal was playing all the beautiful football and did not win anything, you made fun of them. I didn't have a YouTube channel then. And it's not an either or, believe it or not. It's not an either or. It's not play great football and win nothing, or play shit football and win things. It's not, there is a lovely little in-between area there. It's not, Fulham 1, Everton 2. Oh my God, Everton have equalised and then very quickly gone in front. It's Jake O'Brien. Jake O'Brien. Congo only. Arsenal played the good football last year and we won nothing. I don't care how we win. I mean, Arsenal were known for playing poor football last year as well. But yeah, I understand. I agree that you would probably not care about how you win. If you've not won football, if you've not won a league or anything for 20 years, you probably wouldn't care so much about how you win. It's more important that you just win. Parth says, after hearing the low IQ takes that rival fans like you have had about Arsenal, I don't care about your respect. Well, I'm glad you cared enough to come and tell me, Dave. I really appreciate that. Dan says, this isn't even our best season, but we're not responsible for other teams' performances. Try and beat what's in front of you. Not a Premier League campaign to be remembered, but Arsenal have showed consistency. Agreed. And again, nobody is going to look back in 5 years, 10 years' time and say, oh, remember that great Arsenal side. They played unbelievable football, but they're also not going to say it was a dreadful Premier League season. All they'll look back and say is Arsenal won a Premier League title. That's it. The name is etched on the trophy. That's all that will matter at the end of the day. Arsenal fans will be delighted with that, as they should be. But yeah, like I said, they're not going to be looked back on as a great side. It's a Leno own goal. It's been given as a Jake O'Brien. Unless it's been... No, it has. No, it has been changed to Leno own goal. It was initially given as a Jake O'Brien header. KDH, what a comeback. And Hector says, Arsenal giving Liverpool a guard of honour was definitely satisfying. Literally, Trenan says, hey Key, I think Liverpool's rivalry with Man City is as the best because Liverpool won only 2 leagues. Well, it was 2 very good sides, both playing very, very good football in always entertaining title races, wasn't it? With City and Liverpool. We've not had a title race that involves Arsenal, really. Where Arsenal have put up a serious fight and sort of played great football as well. It's always been this sort of slow, turgid stuff that wins and is effective, but it's all a bit flat and a bit slow and a bit cumbersome. And it's sad, really, because they've got a great bunch of players, Arsenal. They've got some phenomenal players. Some absolutely phenomenal players. Gurr Norton says, I think the 23-24 Arsenal team was far more exciting than this crowd. They deserved a title. It's a pity that this one will more likely win the league and be remembered. That's probably an element of truth to that. Yeah. Certainly, a couple of years ago, maybe they were more exciting and played a little bit more attractive football. But to be honest, Arteta's philosophy is very rigid. That's how he is. That's his approach to football. Effective though it may be, it's not great on the eye. Up the Toffee says, lad, a City win tomorrow when the Toffees are only 2 points behind you, Reds. You can never call us out them European spots. Mate, you're never going to get anywhere close to Europe. Don't listen. I think I've had enough nonsense as I'm prepared to take today. I think I'm kind of at my level for absolute nonsense today. United are going to win the league. It pushed me very close, but Everton are going to be in the European places. I'm getting dangerously close to breaking point with that. Alex says, did you care how Liverpool won the Prem after not winning for 3 decades? No, I didn't, Alex, and that's exactly the point I'm making, mate. Absolutely agree. I wouldn't care less. I didn't care less when Liverpool won it, how they won it. And I could understand why Arsenal fans don't care now about winning it this way. Agreed. Dan says, however, an Arsenal team in 23-24 may not win this year purely because how we play reflects how football has now changed to set pieces, more rigid, and the best at that grinds out the results. Grinding, yes, grinding results out is a very apt synonym. Grant says, will you be streaming Newcastle versus Brentford? Yes, I'm doing Newcastle-Brentford straight after this one. So if you want to watch along for Newcastle-Brentford, make sure you've hit like, make sure you've subscribed, all that good stuff. Alex says, what do you think Arsenal can win this year? I think if you don't win a lot, really, like there's nobody really in Europe that's... Like, I don't look at any team in Europe at the minute and think they're really, really top. There's a top team there. There's someone that's really, like, going to challenge Arsenal. And again, that's not a reflection on Arsenal being incredible. I think the whole standard of football has dropped. And at the top level, I mean, I think across the leagues, maybe there's an element of the better sides, the bottom sides or the mid sides have maybe improved a little bit. But it feels like just the top sides, it's just been so poor, so lacking in individuality, so lacking in creativity, so difficult to watch. This style of football is winning the day, and it's really tough. It's really tough because I don't think any sort of any independent football fan likes this sort of approach. Nobody likes it. Lisha says, you genuinely don't think we stand a chance for the league? Oh, fucking hell, Lisha. Come on, mate. Let's not do this. United do not stand a chance for the league. No, you don't stand a chance for the league. Remember, Key, you said from the Fulham game, come back in 3 or 4 games, you'll take me serious. Right, and it's been 1 since the Fulham game. What are you talking about? Connor says the only teams that could be a hard opponent, in my opinion, is the English teams in Europe. Yeah, I mean, Barcelona have been a bit garbage. PSG have been a bit all over the place. Inter Milan are garbage. There's not really anyone in Europe that I look at and think... I mean, to be honest, there's nobody in Europe that I look at and think I'm scared of as a Liverpool fan. There's nobody in Europe that I think Liverpool couldn't beat. So I'm more worried about City and Arsenal in Europe than I am Real Madrid or Barcelona or PSG or Inter Milan. We beat a lot of them. And that's us. So Arsenal, yeah, they should really. Arsenal probably should win the Champions League. And it would be weird, wouldn't it? It would be really weird if we ended up in that sort of a space where Arsenal could win a treble and not be looked back on as a good side. They'd literally be almost laughed at as one of the worst sides to ever win such, like, to dominate football. It would be a damning indictment of just how devastatingly poor football has become if this Arsenal side were to win a treble. Dan says, I do think top teams replicate tactics from the mid-sides rather than everyone copying pep ball, bottom sides trying to play like top sides, lowering the quality of the game. Yeah, maybe an element of that. It feels like I just feel football's cyclical. It used like we've talked about this a lot, but it does feel like football's gone through phases of being like it was tiki-taka, and then it went to gegenpress, and now it's a little bit more direct and a bit more straight, and we're looking at set pieces. We're looking at and that was the way, to be honest, before tiki-taka came in. So it might well be that it'll go back again. Dan says, as in old school tactics, lower teams would use. Everyone plays that way now. Brandon says again, Key saying no one can compete against Arsenal in Europe, but still Arteta is boring football. But that's true though, isn't it? That's true. There's a difference between substance and style. You've got to look at the two differently. In terms of substance, Arsenal, leagues above other teams. Absolutely incredible. In terms of substance, style, garbage. Awful. Billy says, can't expect a team to play beautiful football when most opponents put all players in their own half. That doesn't make any sense, Billy, because that would mean that that's never happened before. There's been great teams that have played great football, really attractive, easy on the eye football, that have faced exactly the tactics that Arsenal are playing now. So what's the switch up there? Sarah says, Scholes said if Arsenal win the league, it'll go down as the most boring team ever to win the league. He knows his footy, doesn't he? He can't be argued. He knows his footy, Paul Scholes. And they would. They would. Jose Mourinho, has Gyökeres turned a corner? No. No, he's not turned a corner. Real Life says this stream, 1% talking about the match. That's usually the way, though, isn't it, mate? When we're watching Arsenal, it's usually 1% talking about the match because the match is fucking boring. Lisha said, Key, it's only West Ham and Fulham we've got to be taken serious. Again, eh? You say only West Ham and Fulham. Like, mate, Fulham you really struggled against. Fulham, you needed the last kick of the game. Today, you needed a sending off. Like, you're not playing fantastically well. J. Rez says, why do Arsenal need to play nice football? They don't. They don't need to play nice football. They can win playing poor football. There's nothing wrong with them playing bad football. I've never said there was. Foxy says, people talk like low blocks started in 2025. I know, it's madness. I'm sure they think that this is like just been discovered, like it's fire. The wheel has been invented. Anthony Smith, hardly bad football. You've not, is this your first year watching football, Anthony? Philip, poor football, second most goals in the league. Yeah, goals equals good football, apparently. You can play for 90 minutes and then stick 3 in the net. That doesn't mean you've played well. Play crap for 90 minutes. Linus says that was rubbish from Scholes. Some of the United title-winning teams were quite boring. But say anything to something bad again. Anything to say something bad about Arsenal. Oh, this victim mentality from these bloody Arsenal fans. Absolute nonsense. You've not got... It's nothing about... It's not an agenda against Arsenal. It's an agenda against the style of play that Arsenal play. That's it. There's nothing about Arsenal, the football club. No one's getting... Unless it's Spurs talking about it. Maybe Spurs or Chelsea or whatever. I've got nothing against Arsenal, the football club. Nothing against them. It's not an agenda against Arsenal. It's an agenda against how shit the style of play is. That's it. Sam, there's still an agenda against Arsenal, though. Yes, yeah, of course there is, Sam. Of course there is. Reggie, he should know how awful his Man U teams were to watch, then shouldn't he? I'm sure he didn't care, and neither will we. United teams weren't awful to watch. United teams sat in quite a bit, but not anywhere near as much as these do. Nowhere near as much as these do. Like I said, this is an Arsenal win, isn't it? This is exactly an Arsenal style. Is the game has been incredibly dull and cumbersome and very slow. A little bit like the Chelsea game. They had one late on to kind of take the edge off it. And to be honest, they'll probably get one here. It's 1-on-1. Is he going to pass it off? Oh, of course he is. Yeah, it's 2-0 Arsenal. And he's even doing the celebration on the floor. I can't believe it. Standards are on the floor. He's doing the celebration on the floor. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, Gyökeres. Have some shame, man, again. Jesus, tonight. Hey, 2 goals off the bench for Gyökeres. He's turned a corner. I hope they keep playing him. This guy, he's going to score 25 goals in the league this year and still not get in the team of the season. That shows you what people think about Arsenal's attack. But it's 3-0 and Sunderland have absolutely capitulated today. 2 massive, in fact 3. That's the 3rd error. They've scored now from 3 direct errors. 3 errors. 3 errors, 3 goals. Arsenal win. Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. There you go. Absolute abomination in terms of defence from Sunderland. So glad. Hey, we've got these at the Stadium of Light in a few days. Let's see if they play like this against us. Somehow doubt it. I somehow doubt it. Oh, sweet Lord. Look at the Arsenal fans. Oh my God, the Arsenal fans are doing it as well. Oh no. No. Oh my goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Oh, I can't believe it. Right, well, it's full time anyway. Arsenal win 3-0 against Sunderland. And Fulham 1, Everton 2. Goodness me. It's all going wrong for Liverpool today. Everton turning it around to win at Craven Cottage. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. United have beat Tottenham. This is a disastrous weekend for Liverpool. This is an absolute disastrous weekend for us. We've got to beat City tomorrow now. We have absolutely got to beat City. Everton have won. United have won. Chelsea have won. These jokers have won. Oh, Martinelli. Right, well, hey, listen. It's full time. Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. We will be live again in 15-20 minutes for Newcastle against Brentford. Newcastle-Brentford is the next game up, 5:30. I'm live with you till 8 p.m. tonight, pretty much. We started the day with Manchester United beating Spurs 2-0. Again, the red card absolutely ruined that game. Romero getting sent off completely changed the outlook on that game. Spurs were probably the better side before that. They certainly created the most chances. They had the most possession. Romero gets sent off, immediately changes things. So, United win. Again, a bit scruffy, but they get the win. They'll take it. Arsenal win here. 3 Sunderland errors to win the game for Arsenal, but again, they'll take it. Same as they'll take winning the league, winning it sloppily, but they'll win it. They'll win it. Fair play to Arsenal. They are in front of City by 9 points now. City have to go to Anfield and get something tomorrow, but I don't think they will. I think we're going to beat them tomorrow. Right, I will be back in about 15-20 minutes with Brentford away at Newcastle. If you're joining me for it, make sure you've hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed. If you don't, then don't, that's fine. I'll maybe see you on a future stream. Thank you everyone that popped in. See you soon. Take it easy. Ta-da.